Hey guys, Wexdarn here with,
Viral Rack.
and welcome to the finale of Let's Play Castlevania.
Yes.
Only 3 videos long, but still.
It's a short game, but that's the ingenious thing about it. It's a short little burst of a huge difficult challenge.
Yeah, and these last 2 levels especially. I think actually the second to last level is the hardest level, really, but...
Yeah. Well, I mean, oh, you got another life there.
Yay!
Look at you. So, okay, I have a question about this version, this ROM of the game, because the one I have is a little bit different than this, I'm assuming. If you ever got a game over and, like, you came back to the game, do you get, like, a continue point where, like, you can continue from this stage, or would you have to play the entire game over?
If I die, it basically starts at, like, the last room I entered, I think.
Yeah.
Or rather, you know, like, there are checkpoints set up, and I assume in the same space as yours are.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's either in the last room I entered or it's, like, stage by stage. So if I die when I make it to stage 14, because I'm technically in stage 13 at the moment,
Yeah.
then come back at 14. And if I have to do a, like, full continue, then I start again from where we started at the beginning of this video.
Yeah, but I mean, like, because that's how mine works too. But like, if say like you wanted to, if you were like in a weird instance where like you left, you had to go do something else, and you had to like turn off the game. I know that like the Wii U has like save states as well as like the continues, but like,
Oh, like, if I turn off the console and come back to it?
yeah, like when you have to start at the title screen again, do you have like a
Oh,
continue?
I go straight back to stage 1.
Oh, see, I have the Game Boy Advance port of this, and it has like a continue stage. So like, if I were to turn off the game, I'd come back at the beginning of where we started in this video.
Now, this is like, I would say OG, but it's the European OG.
Yeah,
So,
it's slower.
yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
And I screwed myself out
You-
jumping up to that
You
platform
did.
there.
I did that most of the time when I play too, though, because I forget about that platform, honestly.
I'm just like, chicken! Wait, no.
I need to get those candles. I need to whip all of the candles.
Like, I hate that second guard up there.
Yeah, well, I hate. All right, do you end up pushing him off the screen? Because that's what I do whenever I play. I just push this guy.
I
off
do
the
it with
screen.
this lower guy here, like, he's just
Yeah.
gone.
That's what I do with him. But then with this one, I usually end up. I actually have a really good, because this level always, like, this is the one level that consistently stops me, and I have to replay until I master it again, because this level is a pain in the ass. What I do is I back him into the corner. Like, I wait until he throws an up axe. I throw him in, I back him into the corner, and then I whip him until he's dead.
I mean, like, what you saw there is basically what I do. I holy water him as best I can, because if you can get them in one solid hit with the holy water, then the residual damage of it being there will kill them in one go. So that's like my best defense, is try getting a bit of extra range because of the holy water and hope it kills him. If not, it's going to be a few more repeats of that to try and get him down.
Okay.
So
you are going for the holy water strategy in this, then? We're like,
I try.
You try and get a holy water on death, and the cheapest way to kill death ever in a Castlevania game. Nothing wrong with
works,
that.
man.
Yeah,
It's
nothing wrong with
effective.
that. That's what I would do when playing. I don't ever try to. My Let's Play would prove you differently. It would say differently, but I usually try to not do the any other strategy other than the holy water one, because it works. It's effective.
And I mean, like, it's like you get the best sub-weapons for the situation, like
Yeah.
our Lord and Savior Ego Raptor said.
Oh yeah. Well, what I don't like about this game is that the real big use for the holy water is death. I feel like holy water is still an ultimately useless sub-weapon in this game. Like, tremendously.
And here I am using it for everything in this.
Because, like, I mean, that's good. I mean, I'm glad that you're proving me wrong, because you're playing really well in this. But I don't know. I think the holy water is better used in other Castlevanias, personally.
Well, is it like a Castlevania where you'd say it's better than in this game, or
64, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Sorry, I will defend Castlevania 64 to death, because that game is not that bad. People need to stop being jerks about it, because it's actually a really fun game. But I also think that in like Dracula X, it has a bit more use, because it has like the trail and like its secondary use where like the holy water rain comes down is better. Like I don't know, they've improved upon the.
Well,
holy
isn't
water.
that kind of like a special move like used with it as well? Or?
Well, yeah, but it's used specifically with the holy water. Like it's specifically for that. Because like the axe is different, the knives are different. So they expand upon the use of holy water in subsequent iterations, and it just works better than just the throw, and it has the one puff, the one section of thing. Oh God. Rookie mistake. I did the same thing. It's cool. But that's actually good to use on this because those assholes. I hate these dragon heads.
Well, I mean, like you were saying, like the holy water in this, like you were saying, it's one puff, but it does stay there and it does like keep doing damage over time as well. So. But
I mean, it's like it doesn't. It's spread. It could be a lot more utilized, and I know it's only one little spot in this game because of its limitations. It's an 8-bit game, but that's what I'm saying. Like they've expanded upon the concept of holy water better in Castlevania.
I'd say that's probably true, yeah. And the worst corridor in the game.
The corridor of death. I hate this section so much.
It's brutal.
I gotta ask you a question about it. When you were playing this, did you ever end up did you ever just flat out start just running at it, like completely saying screw it and just running at the bad guys?
I did at one point, yeah. And like a technique with like running straight at them with the holy water like seemed to work for a little while, and then my pattern got mixed up and the Medusa started killing me.
That's the thing. Like there's honestly a really specific pattern to this hallway, and if you get it down, then you can completely master it. Because like you just have to know, you have to realize the Medusas go where in junction to where you're standing. So like. If you tried this, I tried this too.
It does nothing.
So like if you know that a Medusa's coming, don't jump because they're gonna go higher and it's gonna mess with Park. See, like just like that, it spawned up because you were jumping.
And exactly right there, it went upwards.
Exactly. See, that one was higher than the other one because you were jumping. So, like, you have to know when to jump in this corridor. It's extremely frustrating, but brilliantly done. People could learn a lot about game design from that corridor alone in this game.
And how brutal it actually is.
But how to make it fair, because if you master the technique, it's a lot easier. Hey, man, you're
fighting with death with the holy water and just...
You're doing a lot better. You were obliterating him a bit there.
Yeah, but that wasn't quite the right way to handle it.
No, it's not. There's a much easier way to handle it. You can make death a chump in this game. Which is kind of a shame, because it could be... It's meant to be like a super hard boss battle, because you have this big build-up of this corridor, and you can just completely obliterate him.
And he does actually get easier in some iterations as well. Like, even though Johnny's just said you can make him a jump... Like, he does get a lot easier.
Yeah, so. He does.
It's weird, like, how that actually works out. But...
Well, like, and he also has some really weird iterations, too. Like, the one in Bloodlines is especially weird, because you don't really fight him at first. Like...
yeah, he just appears for a little while, and then...
And then you like, run the boss gauntlet with him in the room, and then you fight him.
Yeah. And that's how you make him a chump.
Yep, that's how you make death a chump. Jumping for victory, I see. Again.
It's what Simon does, man.
He jumps for joy.
Well, wouldn't you if you just like defeat the Grim Reaper by just throwing water at the guy?
Oh yeah, I'd be throwing parties about it, man.
Turns out Death's incredibly weak to bottles of water. Good thing I had like 60 of them on me.
Well, not just any bottles of water, bottles of holy water. You have to be blessed first.
Well, you throw them on. Well, the perfume. You throw them on the ground and it makes it smell really nice.
and why is the water burning? I think that was something I asked myself when I first played Castlevania. Why is this bottle of water on fire? That makes no sense.
Golbat's back.
Golbat's back. And that's one thing I really like about this section. It turns a boss into just a regular enemy. I love when games do that.
In a way, it does kind of... It's sort of like a two-sided sword where it's like... Yeah, it kind of shows how far your character progresses, but at the same time it kind of cheapens the boss in a way.
But, I mean... think about it, like that's not necessarily a bad thing because it shows like, man, this huge enemy like that, like it like you said, it shows how far your characters progressed and how easy they are now. And like, but I guess I never thought of it like, oh, but it also makes the boss in the first level seem like super fucking pointless now.
It's super pointless. I can just like whip a couple of these guys and then done. Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same result. Yeah.
This corridor's kind of bad, but like I said, the level we were just in was definitely a lot worse than this one was.
Oh yeah, because this is just the jets. There's no Medusa heads coming at you as well. If you add Medusa heads to this, it'd probably be the worst because you have the bats flying at you, shooting fireballs, and
there's constant pits in the floor.
Yeah.
So
I love the skeletons.
And this is like the last like actual level section in the game, because after this, if you die after like this clock tower section, then you don't have to return to the clock tower section at all.
Really?
Yeah, like if you die in the final boss area, then you constantly
you
respawn in the boss
at,
area even after continues.
You respawn at Dracula.
And like I've never seen a flea man spawn in this room before this playthrough. Like,
well, no, that one was dropped. That one was dropped. That one that the.
I know it was dropped, but like I've never seen them actually drop in that area before. I didn't know they could spawn there, so I was kind of surprised at the time.
I knew that they spawned there, so I wasn't.
Oh
well, so I've played Castlevania a lot, dude. Like a lot of Castlevania.
No, but I mean, like I've had to go through that door a few times on this playthrough. That was the only time that guy spawned there. So. Also, I didn't realize they could jump through walls until this.
The fleamen in this game are incredibly fucking annoying. So are the skeletons, honestly. I hate the skeletons in this game. They are super freaking annoying.
There's a lot of annoying enemies in this, but like they do position them and like portion your enemies
and
well.
That's
like,
the genius behind this game, because it's only like, is it 5-6 bosses?
Yeah, 6 bosses.
It's 6 bosses, and which is like Mega Man, but like it's super more in depth and calculated than Mega Man.
Well,
which is for some reason a franchise I want to compare this in parallel with all the time.
Well, well, like in fairness to Mega Man though, there's a certain degree of difficulty they can't go to in every stage because you can choose any stage you want. So you don't want any players going to like your hardest stage possible on the first go, if you get what I mean.
And yet there's still a bigger difficulty in Mega Man games than most games like it.
That's true, but if you get what I mean, like all the stages are relatively the same difficulty until you reach the Wily stages.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that. But like I guess part of it's because they're both NES franchises that have become like sort of shadows of themselves, but I don't completely hate Castlevania's progression, but that's a story for another day.
Completely cheap usage of the stopwatch there, I'll admit though. Like
that was fine. That no use of the stopwatch. It's a cheap use of the stopwatch, okay? It's there to stop time.
So do you know the trick you can actually do with Dracula's room here?
No.
Here we go.
Are you just leaving and going back?
Yep, all the candles respawn.
Oh. Well, I mean, hey.
So if you want to restock for the final fight, then...
There you go. Actually, I didn't know about that.
It's like, I normally like to have a good supply of hearts really going into it. Like, particularly for the second form, but...
Yeah. The second form of Dracula in this game is an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, the first one's not particularly hard, just really annoying.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how it is in a lot of Castlevania games. Like, Castlevania, again, 64. The first form of Dracula is a complete and utter asshole. And in Bloodlines, he's kind of the same, too. Like, and what I like about Bloodlines, it's almost exactly like this one. It's just the same cheap, you can jump and hit him in the head.
Yeah. But, by the way, I got really unlucky with, like, the randomness of Dracula's teleporting, because, like, a majority of the time he would just jump right on top of me. So...
That's what I'm. Jesus, that's what I'm saying. That's the third time he's done that.
So, I'm going to put that one down to the game was just plain mean to me.
Yeah, that was fucking harsh. Like, what was up with that? Also, you're not stocking up on hearts this time?
No, and like, I think I just end up regretting it because of it. But...
Oh, we'll see. Was that you like taunting Dracula? Come on, man. Let's do this. Bring it. Seriously, what the fuck?
The PAL version is mean.
Seriously, you got slow
PAL
music?
is really not really a misnomer.
Jesus, man. What the hell? Why is he spawning so close to you?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's actually random or if there's like a science to how Dracula appears.
There isn't. There isn't a science to it. He just spawns randomly in the room.
He just really hates me this run.
He's picking the variables that it's picking are like way too close to you. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, do more of that.
But I mean, like, this entire fight is basically Dracula will teleport randomly, open his cape, and shoot 3 fireballs, and you don't want to jump before he shoots the fireballs, because otherwise he will shoot them higher, and they will hit you.
Yes, that is the science of this fight. It's very simple if Dracula doesn't teleport right on top of you every time. Like, see, he's doing fine now. I spoke too soon.
And you actually have to hit him 16 times in the head, so...
It's pretty tedious.
Like, it's a long fight.
Yeah, it's an incredibly tedious fight.
And like, and as my video has been showing, he can be pretty mean to you sometimes, because like, as soon as he appears, you have to be moving to get out of him, otherwise you will get hit by him.
Yeah.
So, and he takes off 1/4 of your health with every hit, so...
4 hits and you're dead. What the fuck?
Like, I don't even know what the hell I was supposed to do there, because that was like way too close for me to like jump over the fireballs as well.
Yeah, you had no choice but to be hit in that scenario. You were doing a lot. You were doing really well considering, though. If I'm gonna be honest, you are. There goes his head.
And there goes the head.
But that's not the end. No.
Yeah, Spirit of Dracula. Yeah. You instantly.
Although I do love the way Demon.
I don't know what.
Okay.
Happened there, so.
Simon Belmont, everybody, Vanquisher of Dracula. I love the way Demon Dracula looks in this game. He looks especially derpy.
Yeah, he does. Like first form of Dracula looks like Gonzo. Second form looks like this weird dragon head that's been stuck onto someone basically cosplaying as a giant bat.
It's their interpretation of the first boss.
And I kind of like, he doesn't really get out of that pose either, does he?
No,
like,
he just kind of sits in that like crane kick pose.
Like for the entirety of the rest of the fight.
Yeah. Like you just.
I mean, like when we get back to him, he can still shoot 3 fireballs.
And he moves a lot more too. Yeah, it's definitely a harder version of the second form of Dracula.
I wouldn't know if I count him as hard or not, but like he's definitely less tedious.
Well, yeah. Well, no, with the. Sorry about that. With
Sonic?
Suddenly Sonic in my in our Castlevania game. But Dracula, just whip him in the face and he hits fireballs. Second form, whip him in the face, he still shoots fireballs.
But now he jumps.
And crane kicks. He took lessons from the Karate Kid, if we're gonna be completely honest here.
And another thing about Dracula is like the second form will like eventually force you into one of the corners, and like you have a very small chance you'll jump really high in the air, which is high enough for you to run under him.
Yeah.
But most of the time when he jumps, it looks like you can just about make it, but no.
Nope.
Which is unfortunate.
Well, what is why I say this fight is hard is because of that. you know, he backs you into the corner, and there's a chance that you can make it out because he does a lot of damage to you, if I remember correctly, doesn't he?
I think he's like the same as Dracula and the same amount of damage that he does.
Oh, I thought he did I thought he did like half your health. If
Maybe
not,
go with the holy water.
There you go, man. But hey,
and he's eventually going to get me in the corner. Double shot.
Get the double shot. Get the double shot. Get.
Like,
hey.
I don't know why the game just decided give him the double shot now. Like,
you're making mincemeat out of him.
Like at this moment we have to double shot. Like I was using invincibility frames, but because of encoding stuff I couldn't, you know, show it. So it just looked like solid Simon was running straight through the guy.
But I mean, you're making good use of you have any good strategy here now.
The game took pity on me, and I'm taking full advantage of it.
Hey, that is perfectly fine, man. You need to. This is its apology for having a dick Dracula spawn around everywhere.
And with like the final boss, done.
You made mincemeat out of him.
It's good to actually beat that game. Like I don't want to say how long it took me to actually do that final fight because Dracula was horrible to me, but
yeah. So was he consistently like that for you? Was he consistently?
Oh yeah. Throughout my attempts.
Christ, dude, that is ridiculous.
I'd like all the horrible like pun names they've got in here.
Ransker and James Banana.
Yeah.
Christopher B.
Dracula.
What if Christopher Lee was Dracula? How awesome would that be?
I think he was at one point.
Was he?
Yeah, I think he played him at one point or another. But anyway, the castle actually crumbling. I'm going to drop a little trivia fact on you here.
Huh?
The castle actually crumbling's actually a reference to the original planned ending of the novel Dracula.
Really?
It was originally planned that the final thing was going to be the castle crumbled and removed any trace of vampires actually being there.
Huh.
And then it got like tore out and changed. So
I didn't know that.
So I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say that's what it's referencing.
Yeah, no, I
think it's kind of
that's
cool.
really cool. A little fun fact for you.
Anyway, I want to say thank you guys all for watching this Let's Play, and thank you for joining me, Johnny.
Not a problem. I love Castlevania, and anytime Castlevania is on the table, I'm more than happy to accommodate that because it's one of my favorite franchises. Thank you for letting me come on here and chat some Castlevania with you.
Oh, you're very welcome, man. So anyway, I'll see you all guys all later, and see you soon for something else, Johnny.
See ya.